Hello and welcome back to PCP Survival. I haven't done too much in between episodes. Actually, that's a lie. We have a new friend in this treehouse of mine. We've got a villager. I didn't tell the villager to come up here. He just kind of appeared one day. So we've got a villager now. I'm gonna try making him a librarian so we can try and get some good books out of him. But for that I'm going to need sugarcane and leather, which are two things that I don't really have at this point in time, but that's not a huge worry. Anyway, I got a little bit annoyed with him because he kept on stealing the bed that I was using. So this is his bed over here, and I've got a nice brown bear bed over here. I've also got a couple of signs here which I'll go into in a very short second. I've finally finished doing this entire floor, which means I can finally drop down and only take half a heart of damage. I haven't done too much in here. I've gone mining for a little bit. I've got a fair few stacks of copper. I'm still quite low on iron, and I've got an absurd amount of cobblestone. But I also have a piston, and I'll tell you why right now. You might recall that in the last episode I was going to change all of these villagers' houses into just sort of tree houses, and I've kind of done that with one over here. Now it looks kind of good from a distance, but there's also cobblestone pillars and diorite paths, or diorite blocks, just scattered around. And I will get into that in a minute, and it does relate to the signs in my base. So this is what I worked on. I didn't really like it the first time that I made it, but you might be wondering how I did that. And I started off by taking down the building by hand and just replicating it 5 blocks up, but then I realised that's going to take an insanely long time, so I made a piston and just pushed everything up, which meant that I didn't have to deal with breaking glass. So that was actually quite a good smart idea that I had. But I quite like how it looks. It's quite snazzy, it's quite funky. I think I need to add a few more leaf blocks here and there just to give it a sort of more overgrown and tree kind of look, but I really like how it's based up at the moment. So I've got 2 little branches just sticking out of the roof as well, just to give it a more sort of uninhabited look, and I quite like it. I haven't done too much difference to my tree or that little tree over there, but as you can see there are quite a lot of these little cobblestone pillars around, and there's also quite a lot of diorite blocks just scattered around, and that's because all of these cobblestone pillars are going to be made into actual trees. And that's what it means by this bit here. So all of those cobblestone pillar things that you saw are going to be made into actual trees, much like the one that I used for the stairs and one that I used for the treehouse. And I'm just going to try and make it a little bit better. I don't know, I think I'm slowly gaining more confidence in my builds. I'm quite liking that actually. And there are also little diorite blocks everywhere, and I am going to turn them into little patches of farm, such as potato or wheat. And maybe if I get any other kind of food or naturally grown substances, I'll change that into that as well. But I currently have these 2 farms down here, this little wheat one and this little potato one, but I've also got a couple of potato ones up here as well, which just kind of adds a bit more colour and a bit more variety to the landscape. And I've got a nice little water patch here, and I need to cover it up at some point. And then I've got a very hidden water patch over here, which means I can just sort of not worry about the water or anything. But I was just thinking of adding some more greenery to the area just to make it more colourful in a way. I've also gone around and I've got rid of my entire tree farm little area that was there. I need to replant them at some point. I'm probably going to do that in a little bit. But I've got everything in here at the moment. Got a couple of stacks of oak leaves, not as many as I would like. But I've also got quite a few stacks of oak logs. I think with the amount of oak logs that I have there, I should be able to make a good couple of trees. Now I met up with Moon the other day and we had a little chat. I wasn't recording at the time, but I think she might have been. So be sure to keep an eye out for her video. Her channel will be in the description, as always. And we were just talking about the village and just the fairy HQ as well. And we discussed this little area here. Now there is an actual way to get in there, and I'll be in there in a second just to show you around because it is quite cool in there. But whilst I was over here, Moon asked if I could build a spruce bridge or a bridge connecting to the spruce area. Now it's going to be kind of funky to try and do because I've got the boat there, which is a new thing, and I've got the farms there as well. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to connect Fairy Headquarters land to the spruce forest. Alright, so I've been thinking a little bit, and I think the best way would be to sort of connect it from maybe up here, sort of like up here. So we keep the farm there, it's just underneath the bridge. And then we have a little pillar going down on this side of the boat, just down into that area. And then a pillar on the other side of the boat, so it's like the boat is going underneath the bridge. And then we're probably going to need a third pillar going down as well. So this is going to be quite a big bridge. I have no idea how many resources or how many hours it's going to take to make this. But it's going to be a while. Yeah, looking at this to there, it's going to be a much bigger bridge than that little one over there. And that actually looks quite cool with all the fog in the background. And if we get the farms underneath the bridge as well, and then just make the bridge here, that's minus 203. So that would be nearly a stack and a half, I think. No, just under stack and a half, I think, to get here to there. Which means this bridge is going to be massive, and I'm going to need a lot of resources for it. So I reckon what I'm going to do is I'm going to change a couple of the cobblestone pillars into trees back at the village. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to have a couple of spruce trees just growing in the background to try and get started on gathering enough resources for the bridge. And I've got a feeling it's going to take a while. So I'm a little bit nervous about starting this off because I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go, but I'm like that with every single tree I've ever made. I do end up loving all the trees that I make. I think it's just the fact that I spend so much time looking at them and building them that I'm just a bit like, not sure if I'm a huge fan of this or what. But I'm going to take some dirt and just make a rough shape outside of one of the trees nearby. So there's 9 different trees from what I can see. And that's quite a lot of trees if you think about it. Oh, that's going to take a while. Let's do this little one here. Okay, so at the moment it doesn't look particularly good. I think once I actually replace it with logs, it will look a bit better. I think I need to add an extra branch at the back because otherwise it'll look a bit odd. Not that there's anything wrong with looking odd. Okay, there we go, that's slightly better. I think I need to do a little bit of terraforming over here just to remove this bit of mound. But I think once I do that, it will look a lot better. So I guess it's time to tree it up. Okay, it's never going to be the same as to what it was. Oh, that's so irritating. So all we need is sun, seeds, and a splash of magic. And there we go. So, whilst I was building this tree, I had a little accident with a creeper, and this tree might be slightly different. It's not my fault, blame the creeper. I don't hate this tree too much. I quite like the droopy effect of it. I think I do just need to get rid of some of the background dirt here. So let me just do that and see if that makes a difference. That definitely adds something. It just sort of naturally draws your eye to this little area. And I think once we get that tree there and some farms and maybe a little bit of a river as well, that would definitely add some more emotion and feeling to the area. In the future, I think I'm going to add some more tweaking style stuff like I normally do. And just add some torches to the area and some more leaves just to make it a little bit more droopy and a little bit more interesting to look at. But I actually really like this one. So let me have a look at what it looks like from above the treehouse. Oh yes, that definitely fits in very well with the area. I think I just need to add some more logs to that area or some leaves just to make it a bit more droopy, as well as some more flowers to give it some more life in the area. And maybe if I can find some moss just to add some to the ground and some little azalea bushes, or just some flowering azalea leaves, which brings our total of trees to build down to 8, and I'm quite happy about that. It also means we can add a little farm there. I don't know if I'm going to do an actual food farm there because we've got quite a lot of them. Or if I do a potato, or if I'll see the girls has carrots or whatever. Hopefully someone's got some carrots, because then we can have a little carrot farm. I think we can safely say that this area down here is starting to look so idyllic. Look at it, it's so green and full of life. This is such a nice angle. But one thing is for certain, I definitely need some more leaves. And my leaf supply is getting a little bit low, so I think I'll make another tree. And then go on a little iron hunt. And the next tree to be treed? I think we should do this one here. Because at the moment we've got a path leading to a nice little scene over here, but over here it looks very incomplete. So I need to add something here, definitely. Maybe like a little fountain or something. And then I just need to add a tree right there. I think that's going to add so much more life to the area and make it look fantastic. Okay, so I've made a good start, but I've actually run out of leaves. So I've got a couple of trees just growing over here, a couple of saplings placed. Anyway, so I'm just going to wait for those saplings to grow, and hopefully in the next segment that tree will be fully grown and that tree behind it will be sorted as well. Okay, so I've been slightly busy. There's some more trees that have been popping up left, right and centre. I think I covered this tree. I don't actually remember. If I have covered it, then it's not going to be, this bit's not going to be included in the footage. But if I haven't, I've just got this little tree here just so that there's more trees and more stuff to look at. I'm like 90% sure that I have covered this tree. I could probably add some more drippiness to it. I'm not entirely sure. But this bit I haven't included. I've just added some colour and some food items such as the melons. The melons coming in very nicely and I'm very happy with that. And I've just got some scattered around as well. And I've got this big old tree that took far too long to build just here as well. I think I should have added another branch at the back here as well as near the front, just to make it even more bigger and just more expansive and fill out a sort of gap that's there. And of course we have this wonderful tree house that has had a little bit of a redecoration because something known as a creeper happened to it. I don't know if I remember to include that footage. And if you look down there, I have changed what kind of tree I'm growing at the moment. I am now growing a spruce tree, and that's for a very good reason. And that reason is I have begun construction on the bridge. It's a very long, lengthy process, and let me just chop down these couple of trees and I'll show you what I've done so far. Now I have had a little chat with some of the other fairies and I've discovered that Moon is working on this tunnel and she is corresponding all of the themes with the fairies. So I believe this one is the fire. I can't remember who the fire fairy is on the top of my head at the moment. But this is the area she's done for me and I absolutely love it. It looks so just warm and inviting as well as a bit mysterious and I quite like that. And this is the stone area and down here we have the nice bright sun section and I quite like how the glowstone interacts with the yellow concrete. I think that's a really good choice of blocks to use. Now on the other side we have fairy headquarters. Now Moon also created this absolutely delightful looking dragon and I absolutely love him. Now I don't know if the dragon itself has a name or if that's just going to be a name that's going to be chosen in the future. But I just feel like the longer that I look at it, the more details I realise. Like it's got tiny little horns there. It's got like little purple eyes. It's really sweet. I quite like it. So well done to Moon for creating that. And that beautiful cave that it came out of as well. It looks absolutely stunning. Now let's talk about this bridge. I started off with a cobblestone 1x1 bridge all the way over there. And that's why it kind of looks a bit off at the moment. And a bit unfinished because it basically is. And I haven't fully finished it, but I have got the log pillars in place and I'm going to add torches to them eventually. Now when I was building this, it ended up being 90 blocks long, which is quite long. And originally I was going to have this bridge to have like a little pillar halfway through, which would be at the 45 block range. But I tried that and it just didn't look right, and I thought that if I had it like that, it would just be really saggy. So instead I have gone for extra pillars every 30 blocks. I've got one here, and I have another one here, which is just 30 blocks. So it does kind of show off how big this bridge is going to be. Now, huge the gap is between the base, or like the ferry headquarters, and the spruce forest. Now I'm looking at it again, and I've got a feeling that when it sags a little bit, it's going to end up really down below, which I don't know if I'm going to enjoy or I'm just going to really despise. So I'm just going to start on this section first, and then I guess, I don't know, if I quite like it, I'll keep it as it is. But if it's too saggy, then I'm just going to extend this to, instead of being by 1, it's going to be by 2. And I will catch up with you when I've done that. And that could either be in like 5 minutes or 10. I think this is just going to be one of those projects where I'm just going to have to work on it again in the future. And realise that I genuinely don't like it. But for now, I'm out of resources. So I think if I just get the first bit done, and then don't worry too much about the second bit. I was getting bored of building trees, but now I'm getting really bored of that bridge. Okay. I could always do, instead of it being 30, I could do it 15, but I think that would just end up being too much. Oh, don't tell me I found a solution after I've just made all this progress. No, that's unfair. Why do I discover good things after I change it? Just, come on, brain. Activate once in a while. There you go. Hi fairies. Bridge not good. Gonna redo. Bury it on it. I think that gets the message through. I can't believe I spent all that time. That's awful. No. Okay, on the plus side, 15 is half of 30. That means I don't have to take down all those. So that's a bonus. Okay, let me figure out where the 15 is on all of them. Grumpy bag, grumbling noises. Ah. You know what I class this as? I class this as a catastrophic failure of disaster. That's what this is. This bridge is... it's genuinely gonna take hours. I'm gonna go have a look at that, and I'm gonna love how much it looks more like a bridge now, aren't I? I'm just gonna... fuming. I am fuming. I mean, it still functions as a bridge. It's got the necessities down of bridge-likeness. I'll be honest, because of the blocks I use, they kind of blend in, but it does kind of look better. Maybe? I don't know. I think regardless, this is just going to be a pain in the butt of a bridge. Yeah. That's what this bridge is. It's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm classifying it as that now. This is going to be a bridge of pain and agony, and I'm going to hate it. But I think I do need to have those extra pillars because it is looking kind of empty. Oh, I gotta go back to jumping logs. So it's been a hot minute since I was last on the server, and a lot has changed. This is still the same. There's a few chests out here. That tree's still the same. This is now a tree. We've got that tree still. We've got some plants and stuff. We've got a tree here. I mean, got some more plants, and we've got yet another tree over here, and some more plants. And I still have all those trees to make, except for the fact that I'm bored of making trees, and I'm going to try and recreate one of these into that building, so it's going to be kind of tricky. I've got all of them up in the air now. There might be some speculation as to why this is all off by 1, and that's because I want to get this particular building over by 4 blocks, I think. Yeah, 4 blocks, because I want to have a 5 gap between these two to have a little bridge connecting and also a ladder going up. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. See, this is why I love the fairies. I can make boots now. I can't believe they have proper diamond gear and I've only just got my first diamonds. That's ridiculous. Okay, I need to go on a mining expedition soon. Okay, that was very, very long. And that took me far longer than I will ever care to admit. But we did have a nice visit by Moon. He gave us some lovely diamonds, which I have made into a diamond pickaxe, and I'm never going to remember where I put it. But this is what I've got so far. And it's pitiful, to say the least. I need to give this treehouse a huge makeover. But honestly, I'm not going to do it now. It took me long enough to sort of feel motivated to get this far, and at this point in time I feel the motivation fully draining once again. And I'm going to head over to Fairy HQ. Now, we've had a few fairies on today. The other fairies and the dwarves teamed up yesterday or on Sunday to take down the Ender Dragon. I did it, by the way. I completed the bridge to the spruce forest. I ended up taking it down and rebuilding it 3 different times, and I was including on screen and off screen and off screen and off screen. But it took a very long time to do. But I'm quite happy with the end result. I think I just need to add some stairs. I think I just need to add some fences and maybe some trapdoors as well, just to give it a bit more of a dimension, because at the moment, whilst it does look quite good and ropey, it's not ropey enough for my liking. So I don't know if the other fairies have done too much around this area. It looks like they have got this, which isn't too bad. We've got an enchantment station here, but I don't know if we actually have an enchanting table as of yet. I've got a feeling that we don't quite have an enchantment area or an enchanting table. In order to make an enchantment table, we need obsidian, which I can easily get because there's some down in my mine. We need a single diamond, I think. Oh, do we need 2? We might need 2 diamonds. And we need a book. Now, a book is something that I haven't actually seen any of the fairies have. So I might have a little look in the area, see if there's any surrounding water areas and if there's any sugarcane growing nearby. And just like that, there is some sugarcane. So I'm just going to harvest it like that so that it can regrow if it needs to, which it probably will. And I'm going to head on home. Why on earth do they have 6.5 stacks of books? Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about the books or the diamonds. I'm just going to focus on getting them obsidian. It's been a while. I'm fully aware of that. And there's not a really good reason as to why it's been such a long while. Other than I have taken on a project that I simply... Well, I probably could finish it, but it's just such a huge thing. And I don't actually like this project anymore. I don't know. I feel like I've taken on... I've literally just bitten off far more than I can chew. And whilst the development that I've made down here is... Oh, hello. Is just beautiful to witness, it's also difficult for me to continue. I have genuinely struggled to come up with more trees and to build and to make this area look good. And I could probably ask for assistance or some help with it, but I don't know, I'm just feeling burnt out from the entire thing. So I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know, I know this is only the second episode and I'm very sorry about that, but I feel like for the sake of my mental health as well as my, I don't know, ability of placing blocks in a pattern that resembles a shape of something, I'm probably only going to do 2 episodes. If there's anything else, that's an added bonus for you guys, but I don't know. I started this project really loving it, and now I feel completely against that. I feel so tired and burnt out from this entire thing, and I'm not great when it comes to doing projects and stuff and finishing them off. Anyone who knows me can tell you that for free. But I'm probably just going to finish off this little treehouse thing. It's going to be quite a stocky one, and then, I don't know, probably have a lot of around. But effectively, I'm just burnt out from doing the same things over and over again. I know that seems very sort of bad and almost lazy. Well, it is lazy in a way. But the beginning, middle and end of it is I'm no longer having fun. And I want to have fun again. But I've not had fun in a fair few minutes. And there's no real reason as to why I'm so burnt out from this. But I kind of wish I was. I think it's just the whole repetitiveness of it. I enjoyed the repetitiveness to begin with, but now I'm just not enjoying it at all. And I am sorry about that. But it's also about sort of doing a group project. I've never been good at doing group projects. Or collaborations where we're all sort of somewhat building the same thing. I don't know why. I feel like I just have to know what's going on really, and that I'm doing a good addition, and I don't know. I feel like I have to do my absolute best, and when I'm not, it sucks. And it sucks because I really enjoyed this to begin with, but I just kind of got almost sucked down and fed up with it. I don't know why. There's also a fair few things going on in my personal life at the moment that I'm not going to get into, which is also affecting like how much free time I have, how much free time I don't have. And also another factor about this is just the fact that like the area that we are in doesn't have any iron. So when we're trying to do big projects like this, stone tools, yeah, they're useful, but they get so draining after a period of time. So far I've broken 23 stone pickaxes and 16 axes. And that is such a bonkers amount of items to use into something that you don't even like anymore. This isn't me saying, oh, I need iron in order for me to make progress. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that there's just so many small little factors that have just added up as time's gone by. And also Neuro SMP is going to make a return at some point in the future. Anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd bring you up to speed. This is going to be one chunky episode, probably. But I feel like I kind of owe you an explanation as to where I've been. And the explanation is I'm burnt out. I also feel kind of restricted. And that's my own fault really. Because I want to just build anything to do with the forest. I don't know, other than trees, what else is in the forest. And also I'm playing with a group of people that I don't actually know that well. I just consistently feel out of place. But that's just mainly my own mental health speaking. I'm not saying that I'm going to stop playing on the server. I'm saying I'm probably going to stop creating content. Just until, you know, my mental health improves a little bit. So I just want to say sorry for the lack of content. There is a reason for it. And you get a sort of reason for it. I will continue to be on the server as much as I can. Well, not as much as I can, as much as I want to be. And if there's going to be any videos at all that I might be in, that's most likely going to be on Moon's channel. So be sure to check out her content. Her channel will be linked in the description. I think this is where I'm going to sign off on this sort of series. There might be a little, I don't know, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up in the future possible content with regards to the PCP server, but yeah, I have enjoyed this server. I think because of the fact that time zones is a huge thing, I haven't had a chance to interact with the other PCPers as much, and that's no one's fault at all. The interactions that I have had, I have enjoyed them. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.